He never did that. He's lying. He never gave me nothing.
All right, slow down.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and buckle up, because today's case dives straight into confusion, frustration, and a whole lot of, wait, what, energy inside the courtroom. A man appears before the judge after spending 4 days in jail, but here's the twist. He swears he never even received the tickets that landed him there. The judge is skeptical, the defendant is talking a mile a minute, and what follows is a tense back and forth over missing citations, default judgments, and one very misunderstood legal process. Was he truly unaware of his unpaid tickets, or is this a case of selective memory? Watch closely. This one's a masterclass in how small legal misunderstandings can spiral into big consequences.
Tarrant? I'm Earl Tarrant. 25W8396608. B. 24W8371948. 23W8325996A. How you doing?
I'm doing well, sir.
Okay, so what brings you here?
Well, the last time I was in front of you, I was in jail for 4 days for a ticket. The officer put me over for, so I came in front of you for some unpaid tickets. But I was unaware of this ticket he gave me for legal term and no proof of insurance. So these tickets went to default. So I came in yesterday. They told me to go to the police station and try to deal with it, but they said it's in default. So I came to you today in front of for the open court to see how.
Well, you can file a I don't know how you weren't, hang on, slow down. I don't know how you weren't aware of it. At least the officer's telling me he declares under penalties of perjury that the statements are true and he served a copy upon you.
No, I sat right here. I was
I'm
arrested.
talking about August 22nd. A citation was issued to you for prohibited turn, improper turn, and no proof of insurance. 2 charges.
I know I got these. I never got them when I was originally arrested. I came in front of you. You addressed the ticket because I was arrested, but I didn't pay the fine, my original fine. So when I sat right here that day, you gave me the situation for paying. So when I got home,
Slow down. Let me take a peek.
I was in jail.
Slow down. Slow down. I didn't address it because I didn't have the phone. You were in front of me on September 5th, August 25th. That was 3 days after you got the ticket.
Right, I was in jail.
Stop. Slow down. Okay. And then what happened?
Then, after you let me go, so,
I let you go on August 22nd,
you
right?
told me I had payment plan. So I was under the impression that I never knew about these tickets.
At this point, you can see the judge losing patience. And honestly, who wouldn't? The defendant's talking so fast, the court reporter's probably praying for subtitles. But underneath the chaos, there's a real issue here: default judgments. When you miss a court date or don't pay a fine, the court automatically enters a judgment against you, meaning you're legally responsible even if you never saw the paperwork. That's why the judge keeps saying you need to post a bond. It's not punishment, it's procedure. Still, it's hard not to sympathize. If he really never got those tickets, he's stuck in a system that feels impossible to navigate.
He didn't give you, slow down. You gotta slow down. Slow down. You came in front of me on August 25th.
Yes, sir.
These tickets that you're referencing were issued on August 22nd, 3 days before. Do you agree with that?
I don't recall I get, that's what I'm saying. I don't recall getting these tickets. I don't recall making no illegal turn over it.
Well,
And the reason that
the officer's saying he gave you the tickets. Did you live on Carmel Street at one point?
I still live in.
I mean, all I can tell you, if you want to file a motion to set aside the default judgment on these, you can go down and post a bond that's the equivalent.
That's why I'm here today.
You can go down and post a bond that's the equivalent. That's what the rule says, sir. And that's what you would have to do.
I never made this turn. I never was aware of these tickets. I sat in jail for 4 days. No one told me about the reason I was pulled up, he said, the only reason I was pulled up because I owed a ticket for you. I never was asked for no, I never made a wrong turn. He pulled me over just because he had a district pulling me over. He said he pulled me over because he ran my plate and seeing I had a ticket, a warrant for a ticket. So as I said it,
So you're saying you weren't pulled over?
I was pulled over, but not for no wrong turn. He pulled me over because he said he ran my plate and I had a ticket for you, a warrant for you. So I was took into jail. And I sat in the precinct for 4 days, and that's when I came to you that day.
On the 25th?
Right. Then after that, I was only under the impression I was on the court for those tickets. So when I got done with that, I'm trying to make these payments, and I get these. Like, where did these tickets come from?
Where did you receive those?
I'm not even sure. That's why I said I'm not even sure when I got these.
Now this is where the tension spikes. The defendant insists the officer lied and never handed him the tickets. That's a big accusation, and in court, it's risky. Officers sign citations under penalty of perjury, meaning they swear it's true. If the box was checked saying he served the ticket, that's strong evidence. But here's where it gets tricky. If the defendant was taken into custody immediately, it's possible the paperwork got lost in the shuffle. The judge recognizes that, but he's also holding firm. It's a powerful moment showing how credibility can make or break a courtroom exchange. What do you think, honest mistake or cover-up?
My wife just happened to
Do you work?
I just got a job yesterday. Eating steel right here in the
Well, what's the problem with you posting a bond? Slow down. Just slow down and don't lose your temper because I'm not going to have you yelling at me here. He says on the bottom of this, the officer, I served he checked the box.
He never did that. He's lying. He never gave me nothing.
All right, slow down. I served a copy of the civil infraction complaint upon the defendant, owner / occupant by posting if applicable.
Well, I'm telling you, Judge. I come see you all the time at dinner. The only reason I'm
Just slow down, Mr. Tarrant. I want you to slow down. Is there a reason you can't post this bond?
Yeah. I got a job yesterday too. I didn't make this turn. I never made a legal turn. I have a ticket for no reason. I never made a legal turn. The turn I made right here is right here at the Woodhaven precinct. You gotta turn, make that blink and turn to get to the freeway right there. You pulled me over at the freeway.
Slow down. So he did pull you over.
Yes,
You acknowledge he pulled you over.
yes. But it wasn't for a legal turn. He seen me coming from Hall Road. He made a U-turn. He came, he's noticed my car. He has a history of pulling me over.
A
Once he
history.
got in front of me, behind
See if
me.
Officer Pozlako's working, John. Call over to Woodhaven, please, right now and find out if Pozlako's working. Yeah, that's what the rule says, is if you are in default, you have to post a bond.
I know that, Johnny, but I never knew I had to teach. I never knew it. I never knew about this.
You hadn't ignored us so long, you wouldn't have spent 4 days in jail. You know that, right?
Yeah, that was for your first tickets.
I'm just telling you.
I know. I understand that.
I'm just telling you. You just can't do these kinds of things.
What do you mean?
You can't not show up. You can't not show up. I even offered you.
I know you told me that when I was in the school then. About that. We talked about it.
I'm just telling you, you don't show up in court. You didn't show up here in November of 24. We had to issue a warrant, and you also didn't show up.
Here, the judge hits him with the reality check. You wouldn't have spent 4 days in jail if you hadn't ignored us. Brutal but true. The system may be harsh, but it's built on attendance, and missing hearings almost always backfires. You can hear the frustration from both sides, the judge trying to maintain order, and the defendant clearly overwhelmed and defensive. What's interesting is how the judge balances authority and restraint. Even while being firm, he doesn't escalate. This moment shows how emotional fatigue often drives courtroom chaos. Ever been in a situation where frustration made you dig yourself deeper? That's exactly what's happening here.
On another day. Where do you work now?
Eaton Steel and Taylor on, what's that, Trolley Avenue or Trolley Road and Monroe Street.
I'll tell you what. I think you create some of your own problems. I know, you can look at the ceiling. You should have never had to spend 4 days in jail, but you didn't show up in July of 25.
Yeah, I understand that.
Okay, then don't look at the ceiling when I'm talking to you. Act like I'm a dummy. I don't like that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I'm just kind of frustrated.
Well, okay, I can understand your frustration, but don't take it out on me. You caused a lot of this. I tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Terrence. I'm going to just make a note. Defendant insists he was not given tickets. Heather, I would like you to allow him to file a motion to set aside the judgment. And we will then set that for
So you just want him to do the paperwork, Judge, without posting the bond then?
exactly. So let defendant fill out motion to set aside default judgment. I will not require a bond, and he needs to write that right in his defect motion to set aside the default judgment. And the only reason I'm not requiring a bond is because you're insisting you didn't receive the tickets, which I doubt. But it's a possibility that I don't think he would have given them to you or he wouldn't have checked the box, but there's a possibility since you were taken into custody that maybe something went wrong, okay? So I'll let you fill out a motion to set aside the default judgment. You don't have to post the bond. And we will go from there.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Come back here a little bit more humble next time, will you please?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Heather, give him a date. Well, actually, no, you go ahead and do that and fill out that motion. And then we're just going to set it for a motion to set aside default and
then,
a department rep hearing with Woodhaven.
Okay, so we'll have him file the motion and then we'll set it for a department rep.
And motion to set aside the default judgment on the same day.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Good luck. Go down the hall and talk to them.
In the end, the judge makes a surprising move. He lets the defendant file a motion to set aside the default judgment without posting bond. That's a huge break, considering most judges wouldn't bend that rule. It's a sign of fairness, but also of doubt. The judge admits it's possible something went wrong with the tickets. This outcome reminds us that courts aren't just about punishment. They're about process and sometimes compassion. So what do you think? Should the judge have trusted him or followed strict procedure? If you found this case as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns that show the drama and humanity behind every gavel drop.